So you inherit 10 people, Unix, working in the Unix space. The company's name is Tolerant. It's not Veritas.
That's correct.
Right? So you go through a renaming process.
That's right.
And then you just double down on the Unix work, and it looks like there was a partnership with AT&T. So they were running the Unix system laboratory, and so at the time Unix was kind of like a lab project, right? It wasn't really like this thing you could go against IBM.
It was designed to be the computer attached to a laboratory instrument. That's what it was designed by AT&T for, by AT&T Labs.
So total mistake, just accidental operating system. Yeah.
Yeah. And it became pervasive, and everybody started using it, and that's why it kind of got migrated into commercial applications, but it wasn't very robust, and that was the problem.
So you structure some very strategic agreement with AT&T, and you manage to kind of, you have this foresight to create an OEM model where you have partners basically embed Veritas's Unix-based technology and then resell it. And so now you've set up, by the time within 2-3 years, you've set up a business that's kind of counting coupons, as you said it.
Yeah.
Was that deliberate? How did that happen?
They call it clipping coupons.
Clipping coupons. Yeah. Was that deliberate? Did you already have that foresight? Was there a role model you already were copying? How did you get to that?
Well, so a couple of things. First of all, I understood the OEM business from my experience at Data General. I understood that you get designed in and then you get additional business. And in the hardware business, when you have an OEM, you have to ship them a new piece of hardware all the time. But in the software business, it's just like software, which is like invisible, right? So in the software business, they just send you money and they just keep reusing what you already sent them, and you send them new versions from time to time. So that was the character of the business. Now, here's a little side story. So this deal is kind of almost cooked by the time I get there. I get to Veritas, and the deal with AT&T had been worked on for a long time, and we're like a few weeks from signing it, and so we end up signing this deal, and and the deal is we're going to go to all the AT&T customers, and they're going to go to them, and we're going to go to them. We're both going to sell, and we're going to share the revenues 50%. They're going to get 50-50, and we're going to get 50-50 regardless of who sells.
For any revenue that happens for Veritas, AT&T gets 50%.
Right.
That's crazy.
So after this whole deal settles down and things, things kind of, settle in, and we think about it a little bit, and about 3-4 months later, I go make an appointment with the president of Unix Systems Labs, a guy named Larry Dooling, and I sit down with him and I say, so that deal that we just recently signed, I said, we have to renegotiate it. Ooh. And he said, well, what do you mean? And he said, we just signed it. The ink's not even dry. Why are we meeting here? I think it's a little kind of like, what the hell is going on here, right? And I said, no, you don't understand. I said, we can't build our company and survive on a 50% split. And besides, I don't think you guys are going to do anything. I didn't, say that too loud, but I didn't believe in my mind that they're going to do anything. I said, we can't survive. And I said, if we don't survive, it's not just only bad for us, it's bad for you too. So we have to go fix the problem. So what I want to do is I want to change this from a 50-50 to an 85-15. And I'll give you some shares in the company. I'll give you 10% of the company to do that. And he said, okay.
And so what kind of, I'm assuming that there was no actual software to.
By the way, they didn't think the 10% was worth the paper it was printed on. It turned out to be worth a lot of money. But they didn't. They just did it because they had to do it because I said they had to do it.
And did they keep it? Sure,
they put it in the treasury. They don't. They're not stock traders. They just gave it to AT&T and went into the treasury.
Oh, so they did okay.
But they didn't. They had no notion that it was going to ever be worth anything at the time. They just did it because we asked.
Yeah. And so, tell me what it's like to have a company that has all these giant agreements. You've raised some money, not a ton, but how much? 3-4 million? That's it?
4 million total.
But you're still kind of like trying to find traction in the market. That initial stage before the flywheel's running. Yeah. What's happening in a company that doesn't actually have a product or software to sell technically?
We were selling partnerships.
That's amazing.
So if you give me $25,000, I'll tell you what I'm doing. Huh? Yeah,
You're visioning with people. Yeah.
yeah. If you give me $25,000, I'll make you a partner. I'll tell you what we're doing. We'll meet with you, and we'll be your friend and buy you some drinks. And someday we're gonna have a product, and you'll be the first guy that gets. And
Okay.
it's like, it was just ridiculous. They were selling them, nothing, right?
So here's the. I guess this is probably some hidden code in the valley or something, because I've talked to a few VCs here and there, and when they say, "Okay, what's your product?" or "Show me the product," or something of that nature, um, it's not necessarily show me bits and bytes. I mean, sometimes it might be, but it's also kind of just show me your vision and then what the product will do or be, kind
Yeah,
of
yeah.
thing.